Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to those of you who are returning from previous videos. Uh, Today we have the latest installment in what I'm calling my Friday favorites, which is hopefully every Friday, if not, then at least on occasional Fridays, presenting something which is a favorite of mine in music. I'm just arbitrarily picking something. It could be a favorite instrument, favorite recording, favorite chord progression, favorite groove on the drum set. You get the idea. Today we're going to be heading over to the vibraphone, and I'm going to demonstrate a couple of my favorite chord voicings and talking about what it is I like about them, why I find them interesting. So with that, let us repair to the vibraphone. I didn't know it was broken. All right, so I've got actually three voicings. Let's do that. Three voicings that I like. I got a couple for minor chords and one thing that I like to do on altered dominant chords. Two on the minor chords. And let's take a G minor ninth. So this would be if my bass player is giving me the root, that's the voicing I would play. B flat major ninth structure. Maybe I might take the D up the octave. And those are nice, very straightforward, very basic sorts of vibe voicings. But if I want something a little different, I may do something like this. Here's my root. Here it is without the root. And I like this because it has a nice blend of intervals. We got some strong intervals. We have a perfect fifth between the D and the A, perfect fifth between the B flat and the F. We have a minor sixth between the A and the F. A little more colorful, but still pretty consonant. And we have a compound minor third or a minor tenth, D, instead of the F being down here, it's an octave further away. All these very consonant, very pretty sounding things. In the middle of all that, I got that minor second, that little grind. That's what makes this voicing so special to me. And this is the kind of thing where I'm just playing and we're staying on a minor chord for a while. That's where I'm likely to use this. I love mixing up intervals like that, having some dissonant intervals in there versus this very pretty. And you got the B flat and the A, but that stands out a little bit more. So second favorite voicing. Common technique is to play a voicing and to put the guide tones in your lower mallets. Because when you're playing a chord, if you have the root, whether you're playing it or bass player, piano player, someone else in the band is playing the root, you don't have to play that on the vibes because someone else is providing it. So if they're playing the root, I'm going to stay with the G minor chord again. They play the root, I'll play the third and seventh. Between those three notes, we have the basic sound of a G minor seventh chord. So someone else is giving us the G. I'll add it back in a minute. I got these notes. I've got two more mallets to add some nice color tones to it. So a G minor seventh chord, I could do the root in the fifth. That sounds nice. I could add the ninth. In fact, I just played this, but that D isn't adding a whole lot to the quality of the chord. That perfect fifth, it's kind of a bland tone. So I'm going to replace that with the fourth or the 11th. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th. So I'm going to have B flat, F, A, and C. Third, seventh, ninth, 11th. I love this on a minor seventh voicing. Occasionally I'll take that A, put it up the octave, open things up a little bit, so I'll have root, or third, seventh, 11th, ninth. Nice, and it's the kind of voicing you wouldn't get if this is your starting point. Or nice and open. It's not a voicing that's used as commonly as some other voicings. Third voicing I want to get to. I'm borrowing a technique from Thad Jones on this one. There's a great book. Even if you have no designs on ever writing for a big band, this is the text that I used when I was studying jazz arranging in college. It's called Inside the Score by Rayburn Wright from the Eastman School. And it goes into great detail analyzing a couple of scores by Sammy Nestico. Oh boy, I think Bob Brookmeyer. I hope I'm getting that right. And the third, they do a couple of charts by Thad Jones. And you got the scores, and he analyzes what's going on. One thing that Thad Jones would do is he would change up the voicings a little bit from one section of the band to the other. Sort of a rule of thumb when we're doing this, playing chords or writing chords, you're supposed to have the third and seventh in every voicing, the third and seventh of that particular chord to have a full sounding chord. Here's one of the exceptions. This is going to be on a G dominant seventh chord, and I'm going to do some alterations to it. So I got my G, my third, my fifth, my seventh. I'm just going to play, that's not part of my favorite voicing. I'm just going to play that so we get the sound. Here's my voicing. I'm taking it up the octave here so I can get those notes of the chord down below. So what I'm playing is a B flat seventh with a suspended fourth, or B flat minor seventh with an 11th instead of a third. But I'm putting it over a G chord. Here we go. So all I would be playing is while the band is giving me that. Now, why does this work? Okay, I've got the seventh in there. I don't have a third. I don't have the B natural on a G7 chord. This shouldn't work. This works because it is in its own right. Sorry about that. The structure of it is consonant. It has a strength to it. In terms of music theory, chords can have structure or consonance and dissonance by structure and by function. So you can have, this is kind of dissonant by function. I've got a sharp 9, 7, flat 9, sharp 5, related to the G chord, but it's a consonant structure. You know, it's kind of opened up here. So I love doing stuff like that, finding those arpeggios and chord voicings and triads and seventh chords based on the upper structures of chords. So there you go, my three of my favorite vibraphone voicings. So hope you give them a try, see maybe get some mileage out of them, and thanks for checking this out. Talk to you soon.